Hola, hola, gracias por estar con nosotros. Hoy estamos en San Lucie Chamber of Commerce, la Cámara de Comercio del Condado de San Lucie. Vamos a entrevistar a su presidenta y CEO, Teresa. Va a ser una entrevista en inglés, donde pues ella habla inglés. Tienen personal que habla español, pero la presidenta habla inglés, entonces vamos a tenerlo con subtítulos. Igual vamos a hablar de la Cámara de Comercio, cómo ayuda a la comunidad, de todas las herramientas que, sobre todo los pequeños negocios, pueden tener acceso gratis, sin costo alguno, acá en la Cámara de Comercio. Inclusive, pequeños negocios que no son miembros de la Cámara de Comercio pueden venir aquí y solicitar apoyo. Pueden solicitar el apoyo para saber dónde ir, para que les ayuden con algo en particular, o acá mismo en la Cámara de Comercio les dan ese apoyo que necesitan para empezar un negocio, para crecer en su negocio o para saber qué hacer con su negocio. Muy importante, es algo muy importante acá en la comunidad en el condado de San Lucie, que tenemos Port St. Lucie, la ciudad, Fort Pierce, la ciudad, y el condado de Port St. Ahora sí, acompáñenme a la entrevista con la presidente, la CEO de la Cámara de Comercio del condado de San Lucie. Vamos. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you. It's a really honor to be with you. I know you're very busy, so thank you for taking the time.
It's my pleasure.
So tell me a little bit about Teresa. What you do, how you got to this position in the Chamber of Commerce. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. So I moved to St. Lucie County in 2004, and I was one of those people that was traveling out of St. Lucie County, still going to Palm Beach for work, but wanted to be in St. Lucie full time. So I quit my job in Palm Beach in August of 2004, and if you'll remember, we got hit by Gene and Francis.
Yes.
Quickly after that in September. So I did some temporary work for FEMA, and then got my first job quickly after that, in November at Scripps, back when Scripps had 4 newspapers here on the Treasure Coast.
Oh, that's true. I remember that now.
Yeah, we had great newspapers back then, when people still read the newspaper daily, and it was printed and it left your fingers black, and I loved it. And I was the circulation sales manager for Scripps for all of their publications here on the Treasure Coast and in the Jupiter Courier, and did that for a few years, and took the leadership class, Leadership St. Lucie, with the Chamber of Commerce. Loved it, learned so much about my community, and fell in love with it even more, and was offered a job at the Chamber, and was sort of seeing where the newspapers were going, and jumped at the chance to work with the Chamber, and came here in 2007, and have been here ever since at the Chamber of Commerce.
And what position you have now at the Chamber?
I am the CEO, the president and CEO with the Chamber of Commerce, and I've been in this position since 2013-ish.
Wow. I just realized how long I know you.
Yes. You've known me since 2007.
Yes, when you start here at the Chamber, that's true.
Yes.
Around there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So this Chamber, because this is the county Chamber, and you represent Port St. Lucie, the city, Fort Pierce, the city, and the county.
Yes.
I know is the only county who have only one chamber, or one of the few.
Very few throughout the United States actually have one unified chamber. The reality is that a chamber is a private sector business. It's a private sector nonprofit. So anyone can start a chamber. We have a history of being a bedroom community. So we have not had a history of having a lot of business organizations or businesses in the community. So it's not a huge moneymaker. It is a nonprofit for a reason. And people, much smarter than previous to got together and decided having one unified chamber was the way to go here. Combining resources is always the best course of action. And so that is what the forefathers of the chamber did many, many decades ago. And we have had people in the past that have tried to start additional chambers. It has not worked out. It is not a huge moneymaker. It is difficult. Resources are scarce.
Yes.
And so we have remained a unified chamber, and I'm so thankful for everybody.
How do you balance? Because the needs from the city for peers, the needs from the county, the needs from the city of Port St. Lucie are completely different. How do you balance as a chamber all that?
Well, I think that the quality of life issues universally are somewhat the same. The business needs are different. The business processes are different in each jurisdiction. And it's my job to sort of keep an eye on all of those. We're running into, economically, the United States tends to trend the same, right?
Yes.
So the obstacles tend to trend the same. However, the processes are different. And that's where I come in. And that's where my unique skill set, helpfully, is of help to businesses. And I like to get involved in those regulatory processes in each of the jurisdictions.
I noticed that.
Yes. And that's where I feel like I can be the most benefit to our members. So each chamber does networking events, right? Which we have plenty of them. And ours sell out every single month. If you've ever been to our networking breakfast,
I've been in many of your events, from breakfasts to ribbon cuttings to
we
dinners,
have tons of them. We have so many that we had to do additional ones. Our breakfast sold out every month, and finding a location that could hold everybody was a challenge. So we did a second one. So we have all of those networking events. But where I think that we are of most use is helping businesses through the process of getting started, expanding, doing, structural changes, getting correct in the regulatory process, making sure their business tax receipts and all of those things are in good standing with the regulatory authorities. And so that's where I think that we do the most good in the community.
Talking about business, because what we've been seeing over the years in this area is we growing a lot. We more businesses staying here. Is not like we used to. Like you say, you come and sleep here and you go work somewhere else. Now people have their own small business here. They have their business here. They sleep here. They live here. They work here. They do everything here. We have big companies coming.
Mm-hmm.
So how the Chamber of Commerce and you change and live to cover the needs we have in the area now, what we have in 2017, 2005 is completely different.
So what we have now is a challenge in getting small businesses off the ground.
Okay.
Because the infrastructure for our area was not equipped to handle the large growth that we have. So we're kind of playing catch up, right? So we have all these large businesses, which then they kind of create additional support businesses, right?
Yes.
So if you bring in a large company, they need printers, restaurants, they need all the things, gas stations to support their employees and the transitional workers that come through. And so that is creating smaller businesses. And we need the infrastructure to support those businesses. So it becomes a challenge to pay for all that infrastructure. And so it becomes sort of a trickle-down effect. And regulatory, you can't just allow that to pop up without the infrastructure.
That's a big challenge.
It is a huge challenge. And then we all have to equally share in the cost of that. And so it has become sort of a daunting process to even occupy space as a business in the community, not unnecessarily, but because we all have to share in the burden of accommodating the growth, right?
Yes.
And we can't just switch on an open sign
and get it on
and just start, selling our goods. We all have to take on our fair share of the growth. And so that people don't understand. They think they can, and you're a realtor, they think they can just go rent some space
and do whatever they want in that space. And they, and in fact, I work commercial real estate also.
Yeah.
So I have clients who are like, no, I want this. I like this location. I'm like, well, the zoning won't let you do that.
Yeah.
And it's this thing and this thing. Oh, and they coming sometimes, I won't say where, but they coming from areas where it's not that regulated sometimes.
Yes.
Or you can put whatever you want in the garage of your house and that's it.
Yes.
So I was like, no, here, you cannot do that.
You can't, and you can't for a reason. One, we already complain about how crowded our streets are. So if we have a bay somewhere that's an office where 1 or 2 people go to work every day, great. Now you can't just go rent that office and decide it's a restaurant where 100 people are going to come through every day. Where are those 100 people going to park, and how are they going to get there on the street? People don't understand that. We have to regulate that because we're all complaining the streets are crowded and there's no place to park, and so we have to make sure that we're accommodating the growth. And people complain about it every day.
Complain about one way or the other one. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, you can't have it all ways. And it's human nature. We want it always, and we want what we want, but we don't want to pay for it. Mm-hmm. But people don't understand that. So when you do occupy a bay, so it's a bay that's been there. When I say a bay, it's a space in a plaza. It's been there for a long time, and you think I can just go rent it. Well, if you're going to use it for something different than what it was used before, that's going to change the way it's used and how people use it and go to it.
And many people will come, and all the changes have to elaborate around that.
Yes. We have to make sure that people, the space around it can accommodate the new usage. The roads can accommodate it. The parking lot can accommodate it. There's enough handicap spaces that can accommodate it. And people don't understand that.
Sometimes people don't realize it's a lot of work in the back to make that happen.
Yes. What kind of goods are being brought in? Is there a place to bring that into the back? You can't bring them in the front. Is there hazardous materials? Does it need to be sprinkled? Are children going in there?
One of the biggest issues I notice in the area is when someone want to put a childcare, and I noticed that. I mean, but I know the chamber helps a lot to everything with the small businesses in that aspect.
Yes, that's primarily what I spend my time on. I have a great staff that it helps me get the events. Breakfast is sort of turnkey. I show up, I host. Mm-hmm. We have a ribbon cutting going on right now. I have staff that's out there. Our ambassadors are out there. I spend most of my time doing education on this sort of stuff.
Yes.
And meeting with people that want to do this sort of stuff, because this is where my expertise lies. Daycares are a particular problem. Mm-hmm. You need a lot to operate daycares because you're handling people's children. There's a lot of liability there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And people think, I'm just going to go rent this house and watch children.
And have the patio so they can run around.
Yes, it doesn't work like that. No. Because the state regulates that. Mm-hmm. And so they will give you additional, not just local zoning and codes, but there's state Department of Health mandates that come along with daycares.
Fire department.
Yep, that's all state mandated. So you can't get around that, and it goes down to even the thickness of the padding on the playground. And you have to have a certain amount of playground per square feet of inside space.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So everything is very heavily regulated. And in our community, we don't allow you to get around state regulations.
That's what I was going with. Some other areas, they can do whatever, and people think they can do whatever here. And I was like, no, you cannot do that.
We don't allow that here.
Yeah.
We if it is in the state building code or it's state mandated or DPBR, mm-hmm. we don't
let her go around.
No, we don't. We don't ignore it.
Now, talking about growing and all that, we been see industry development, major projects, they shaping the county in different ways. What areas you think are growing next, or where you will see that growth will come in the next years?
Definitely Northwest County. I think you're going to see lots of growth up towards the airport. Fort Pierce is going to see some western growth. We've gone pretty far west in the South County area.
Yes.
So I don't know how much further west we can go, but I think you're going to see a lot of growth in the Northwest.
And how the chamber work with the county leaders? I mean, I know you have other positions in other entities, I will say, for in the county, but how you work with the schools, with the leaders, with the college, because we have a great education system here. How the chamber work with them to make sure our workforce is ready for all those challenges, and for the new business and for the small business, so you can put your own business if you want it. How you guys help?
What I like about our community is we try not to duplicate services. We try not to duplicate efforts. And so we all kind of play our role. And sometimes we are the lead role, and sometimes we are the support role. And as you know, we have two business entities here in St. Lucie County, the Economic Development Council being the other one. And they've sort of taken the lead along with IRSC and the school board, which I actually am a school board member. However, the Economic Development Council is taking the lead on the career and technical training. They have just created a position and an entity that is working on getting high school kids into a track for career and technical training, so that we have a feeder program to all these larger companies that are coming in that need skilled workers. So I'm very happy about that. And what we do is we support all these smaller companies that are feeding into the needs of the larger companies. So yes, we have these large companies that need technically trained kids. And then we have smaller companies that need support in terms of business services, our HVAC people, our restaurants, our printers, that are all getting continued service, advocacy, and exposure from us at the chamber. Because none of them are existing solely on large companies, right? We all are feeding into one another.
So I'm new in San Lucie. I want to open my own small business, XYZ. What the chamber can help me? How?
The first thing I'm going to say is come to us. Come to us. I don't care what business it is. Come to us. Because depending on what that business is, we are going to refer you to whatever entity makes sense for you. If you're a targeted industry, if you're a big manufacturer, we're going to turn you out to the EDC. If you're a small business, say you want to do car detailing, but you need some mentorship, I'm going to say, let's sit down with a SCORE mentor. Let's get you a one-on-one mentor.
Oh.
If you are looking to provide supplies, maybe overseas, I'm going to send you to the SBDC because I need you to get more training on import-exports, and they're going to help you with that. If you want to open a barber shop or a beauty shop, I'm going to say, let's you and I talk about locations and where zoning is. Let's stay here and let's talk about what's the best location. Where are we lacking those services? What kind of zoning are we looking for? What is the price range? What's your customer? So no matter what you're looking for, I'm going to ask you to start here. You may be referred out, but we're going to figure out what that is together.
So you're like the base support, and from there, let it grow.
Let it grow. Yeah.
In 5-10 years, what you see in San Lucie County?
So they say our population.
Don't even go there.
I know. It's going to be quite large, and I would like for us as a chamber to have a dedicated person, because right now that person that is helping small businesses is me, because the necessary knowledge is so vast and intricate that it is hard for me to be able to afford to hire somebody that can be trained in all of it. So right now it's me. I would love to have an additional person that could be just dedicated to small business
That would
support.
be amazing.
Yeah, because it's everything from, helping them fill out a business tax receipt application to figuring out who to call for a life safety plan, to
The permits?
to knowing about lift stations.
Yes.
To knowing that you need enough frontage for a daycare. It's just everything.
It's a lot of small details in the process.
It is. And I've got, 18 years of working in it, and I still don't know a tenth.
Well, I've been being a realtor in the area 20 years. And I would say 15 of those, no, maybe 12 of those, I've been working in commercial real estate. And there's a lot of things I'm like, let me find, and I try to stay up until with the laws, the changing codes, the here and there.
It can't be done. I have to call somebody weekly.
I like, I want to be sure about this.
I'm the same way. I have some industry experts that I rely on, and without their help, I would be dead in the water. But, it's hard. It's very hard. And no two pieces of property or project are the same.
Even if the same, I want to put a restaurant and a restaurant. Yeah.
It depends on where, code, what was there before, what is there now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I will say most of the programs, I do it in Spanish.
Very good.
And because I try to focus in the growing on the Spanish population we have here in Treasure Coast. And I saw it's not enough information for them. So your interview will be with subtitles.
Okay, very good.
But I know you have someone who speaks Spanish to help people.
Yes, I do. I have a Spanish speaker in-house.
Okay.
She translates when necessary, yes.
Okay, yeah, I just want to that because I know we have a lot of people who speak Spanish. And even if they speak English, they feel more comfortable in their own language.
Of course.
So I
think it's important to note that membership is not necessary for any of the small business help that we.
Okay.
In fact, when you come in for small business, when you're getting started, it is not the time for membership.
I mean, you're having a lot of expenses anyway.
Membership should not be a part of your process until you are up and running and you're ready for a ribbon cutting. Ribbon cuttings are the time for membership, not until.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So for the small business owners, they also are watching here. What they say, should I enjoy the chamber? What you will tell them? If they already have a running business.
They already have a running business. There's several reasons. There's different reasons. If you're looking for customers, then join the chamber because we are going to help you make contact with customers. If you are looking for business-to-business alliances, join the chamber because we have other businesses. We're going to help you make some strategic alliances. If you're a big business, a manufacturer, and you don't need customers or business-to-businesses customers, we're going to help you with the regulatory process. And you are supporting the smaller business that are a part of your vertical integration. So please, if nothing else, do it because you're supporting the businesses that support you. So even if you're not coming to the meetings, there's a reason to support your local chamber.
That makes sense. Now, as part of my real estate work, I do international. And I work international and real estate. And I see it now more than way before because I've been doing international since 2012. But I see more than before, more attention from the international to Treasure Coast, to Port St. Lucie. I mean, talking with people from England in June, they never before asking me about Port St. Lucie. And I'm like, oh, you know where that is now. Mm-hmm. I mean, take me 5 years going there so they know where I'm pointed in the map. Now it's people asking me about Port St. Lucie. So with investors, international relocation partnerships, maybe someone want to invest in a business here and they already own properties or they thinking about it, how a chamber can support them.
So I think that, first of all, we've been discovered, right? And I've seen it already. So many of our small businesses are getting gobbled up by bigger businesses.
I know.
I've seen that happening. But I think that the right thing to do, even if you're coming in to invest, is talk to the chamber and see what types of businesses are doing well here, because we often see the history of that business. Again, if you are going to invest, make sure that that business is active and local, because we've had some people come in and ask questions about some businesses and find out. Now, we're not the Better Business Bureau. We don't worry about, complaints and all that. If you need that information, talk to the Better Business Bureau. But what we do is we can talk about their overall community service and their involvement here. And I think that that's important when you're investing in a company.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And, well, I know you are involved in a lot of things in the community, not only with the chamber. So one of the things is, what initiatives beside the chamber in the community are close to your heart?
So many. So many. And it's hard for me to say, because I have so many members with worthy causes. So I hate to say,
I have to put you in a spot.
No, you can't. I won't name any specific organizations, but I love animals for sure. And, I'm on the school board. So obviously that's sort of near and dear, but I love animals and wildlife. And so that's a huge...
close to your heart.
Yeah. But I'm also, and when I do my talk shows, my friends that co-host with me know that I'm an avid pickleball player. So
Oh, really?
I like to talk about our resources in terms of pickleball court. I'm one of those people that are like, I need more pickleball courts.
And this other thing, the county has been growing and investing more in not only pickleball, but in general in parks and sports and all that.
Yeah, we have been. Well, it goes to quality of life, right? Our people, we've got more people and we need more ways for them to spend their time. And that's part of your quality of life. People expect that. It is important. And so it's one of those things, and I hear this all the time, lower our millage rate, lower my taxes.
I hear that before.
We have a whole committee at the state level to get rid of property taxes, which I don't think will ever happen, and knock on wood, it won't. But nobody wants to pay for it, but they all want it, right?
Yes.
I want pickleball courts. I want these new parks. I want my quality of life, but I don't want to pay for it. It can't be both ways. But I think people should know that quality of life is very, very, very important. And sharing in the cost is the way...
It's part of life.
It's part of life. It's the history of society. We all have to share in the cost.
Yeah. A question that no one ever asked you about the chamber of the county you wish they will ask you, or information you wish you can tell to everyone?
Why is the chamber important to all residents? And because people think that the chamber is just about, breakfast and networking.
Yes.
And it drives me crazy because we're so much more than that. The chamber has scholarships for seniors. We train leaders with our Leadership St. Lucie program. I would say 75 to 80% of the people in office, leaders of departments, and CEOs of companies have all been through our leadership training in St. Lucie County. It's a year-long program. We have give back programs we just did truckloads of supplies for teachers. With our regulatory process small business help, I think we have saved tens of millions of dollars for small business through that. We are much, much more than eggs and bacon in the morning. And I think that it is important for all residents because we are part of your quality of life. And people think chambers are something of the past or a relic of the past, but we really are your future. And I don't think people understand that.
In 3 words, how you will define the chamber and the county.
3 words.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, very progressive.
That's a good one. I like that one. You talk about the leadership, just because I know your time is precious. Just little thing. You talk about the leadership program. What is it?
So Leadership St. Lucie is a year-long program for executives that does a deep dive into what's everything St. Lucie County has to offer. We recommend it for people that want to take on leadership roles in St. Lucie County. We're not training you to be a leader. Most times you already are a leader.
Mm-hmm.
We're training you on St. Lucie County. So when you are leading our community, you know everything there is to know about it. We go behind the scenes everywhere that you do not have access to.
Like a regular citizen cannot access.
A regular citizen would not be able to do the things that we do in leadership. You don't have access to the people that we will grant you access to.
Mm-hmm.
We get on a sheriff's department bus, and we go through all the locked doors, and we will teach you everything you need to know. And we have taken former mayors, county administrators through this program, and they have walked away saying, I did not know that. So they know some of it, but they don't know all of it.
That's interesting. Yeah. And what you will recommend to someone who is a citizen of the county, will like be part of that, why you will say, you know what, do it. Why?
If you're interested in, one, your community, 2, being a leader, maybe you're interested in office, or maybe you're interested in taking your company to another level, you definitely want to do it. My husband wants to do it, but he is not interested in being a leader. And to be honest with you, it's very hard to get into the class.
It is.
We have less than a 50% acceptance rate. And so it is very difficult to get in the class. And so if you think you can get in, you should, because it is amazing. It is life-changing it changed my life. After leadership, I decided to come to the chamber.
One day I will apply for, see if I can get it. Well, thank you so much. I know we take a lot of your time.
No problem.
But I want a last message you will give to people about the county, about the chamber. Just
hopefully you all love it as much as I do, and you want to be involved. And if you aren't involved in something, find something you love about St. Lucie County. Get out there, explore it, and get involved with it.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this. I would love to share with the people what we have here. Sometimes they don't realize they can come here and ask for help or the support they will get here.
They don't.
So that's what I was looking forward for this. So thank you for your time.
And they think we're going to charge them, and we're not. It's a free service.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I hope it's not the last time. And remember, they have Spanish-speaking people here, so we'll help you in your language. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Gracias por acompañarnos en esta entrevista que tuvimos acá en la Cámara de Comercio. Como pudieron escuchar, hay grandes oportunidades de crecer acá en la comunidad y hay apoyo para todo tipo de compañías, todo tipo de iniciativas, ya sean grandes o pequeñas. Denle clic a la campanita para que nos sigan, suscríbanse en el canal y así puedan mantenerse informados de todo lo que nos ofrece la Costa del Tesoro. Viviendo acá, trabajando acá, teniendo su propia empresa acá, de todas maneras, acá podemos tener información para todo eso. Gracias por acompañarnos. Recuerden suscribirse. Chao.